2.5 feet tall. It wasn't more than maybe 5.
We probably locked eyes for maybe 3 seconds, and that was enough for me to just be completely scared out of my mind.
Have we put data up too? We have similar reports in Russia.
I must have watched it for about, a minute and a half.
A large something.
I couldn't explain what it was. And that's when I saw the face peek out from behind the tree at me.
But ancient Native Americans have been recounting sightings for centuries. Sightings of creatures all the Creek.
They ran into this people that they call the Creek people.
Since the late 1950s, local and national newspapers have recounted eyewitness reports of 6 to 8 foot tall, hairy, man-like creatures roaming the mountains of Humboldt County in Northern California. You came down from the mountain where the crystal waters flow. No reason to consider company might show. But destiny would find you where you walked across the sand to leave a world divided. Did Roger film a Bigfoot or man? Where are you now, Patty?
Well, welcome, folks. It's that time once again for the Friday evening Bigfoot Radio. And now for the Bigfoot research teams from across the country. Welcome, everyone. How is everyone doing tonight? Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bigfoot Radio, live from our own regular platform. Plus, we're broadcasting on the X platform and now on YouTube platform as well. So anybody out there that want to listen to the show a little bit better, just go to Bigfoot Radio on YouTube and you can listen to the show a lot more better. And for anybody out there that has any Bigfoot or any type of strange encounters all over America, you can call us up at 667-770-1476. And the participant code is 759314. Again, the phone number is 667-770-1476. And the participant code is 759314 #. So, Christopher, since we don't have a full crowd today, I guess we're just going to sit back and reminisce on our old stomping grounds and our old sightings and everything else. And I might as well say this too while I'm out there. The next couple of weeks, we ain't going to be doing a show no more because the way our computers are and this heat coming up, and these computers aren't made for the heat, especially where I'm at. We probably won't be broadcasting for 5 months, but then after 5 months, we're going to start to show up again in September, and we'll have 7 more months of Bigfoot Radio.
Okay, so when's the last broadcast we're doing for April, May?
3 weeks from today.
Okay, 3 weeks from today. Okay, all right. It's good to know. So, well, you're in Arizona, so that heat comes early.
Oh yeah, and not only that, on top of it, early this morning I was in bed sleeping. It was nice. It was comfortable, and then all of a sudden my AC just kicks off. My TV goes off. I'm like, what the hell? So I got up early this morning, still dark outside. The whole trailer park was black. I'm like, yeah, I know what this is. Power outage because some idiots out here don't know how to perform the electrical duties. And I thought, well, that's okay. I got one on them. So I turned on my pure sine wave power inverter and had nothing but solar power all night long. So I pretty much screwed them.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm here.
I thought you said you didn't feel good, sweetheart.
I know. I've had a really weak. I got a call today. My son said somebody had tried to break into my granddaughter's house next door to me.
Mm.
And I go over there and the glass is broke on the inside and glass going inside and glass going outside and dog prints everywhere over the windowsill. And I don't know. I think it was an animal that
What?
broke the window and no dog.
You mean like a Bigfoot or something?
No, it was a dog print. It looked like, a domestic dog.
Oh, why would a dog break a window?
There was a thunderstorm last night, and people throw their dogs out.
Oh,
And my dog gets very upset and hyper when there's a thunderstorm that comes up.
oh yeah.
And it tried to get in the house. But anyway, I don't know what it's all about. But I told her, I said, it looked like a dog did this. But she called the law. They took DNA of blood and gonna send it off. I'm pretty sure it was a dog.
Right.
I'm not gonna make something into something it ain't.
Right,
You know what
understand
I
that.
mean?
Yeah, I do. I understand what you mean by that.
And then I heard that I've been doing some spring cleaning and
In other words, you've been doing nothing but housework.
well, that and taking care of my grandbabies and my great grandbabies and all that other good stuff. But no, I think I told you last week I heard the foot chilling behind Dwight's
Right,
house
right.
earlier, but I hadn't heard nothing this week except for an owl. It just hooted one time. It may not have been an owl, but it was very close.
Wow.
Yeah, very close. It just was, you know how it goes, whoo.
Yep, sure do.
And I don't know. I can't tell you it was using a Bigfoot or what, but, I made a yell back at it. My husband says I do a pretty good job of doing that. He said, you sound like the real deal.
Well, somebody wanted to say hi to Mary Catherine, you know. That was Snake Man stubbing his toe.
Did you get the recording of me stubbing my toe last week?
Oh, I got something to tell y'all. Did you see my picture of Snake Man?
Did
No.
I see your picture of Snake Man? I don't think I want to.
The other night, I was going into the house and the cat was racing night
Oh, okay.
at the back door. And well, I had to let the cat in because it was right on top of the snake.
Mm.
And that snake just slithered right on into the house.
That's another thing I didn't do.
Was it a rattlesnake or was it a garden snake?
I thought it was copperhead. Because it was a chicken snake. But I was sitting there. It was about 1.5 feet long. It was, it was. Come and get this. And I was fighting to keep it from going up under the refrigerator and everything else.
Right.
So that was a pretty exciting day.
That's another thing I'm glad, Mary Catherine, that you mentioned that. That's everybody that's listening, all amateur and professional Bigfooters, outdoors people, all that. Be careful. The snakes are waking up right now. They are starting to get to watch the leaf litters on the ground, all the piles of leaves, stuff like that. Just be careful. Be on guard. Watch out for wood piles, for rocks.
This thing was laying right in the crack under that metal facing on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw it. I thought, that's not a string? And the cat done ran. See, I got a cat. He's like a dog. He scratches on the door to come in. He scratches on the door to go out. And, and when I get up out of the chair, he darts to that door because he knows I'm fixing to come in. and everything. And I mean, that snake just followed him right into the house like he belonged here. No, you don't. He was upstairs, and I was yelling, "Get out of here! Get out of here! I can't, We had a chicken snake get up on the top of the window sill out here, and it was trying to get the little birds out of the nest on the fan. And the birds were just coming up there just acting crazy. I said, something's wrong with them birds. And I went out there, and sure enough, there was a snake, and he was trying to reach over to that fan on the outside to get to those baits. But,
on the menu.
Huh? Oh, yeah. Well, I watched them little babies hatch out, so I'm not, wasn't too happy with that. But, oh, Lord.
We thought we would just sit back and talk about reminiscing some old Bigfoot stories and stuff like that. And Anthony said he's going to call in a little late, so I figured, what the heck. At least now we're broadcasting on YouTube, we're broadcasting on X, and we're broadcasting on our own platform.
Well, okay. I got a call from this lady the other day. She wanted me to come on her program on the 27th. She wanted to do it on the 20th. And I said, well, that's Easter Sunday. She said, well, we'll just wait till next week. But Easter's coming up.
It sure is.
Yeah. And I have dust bunnies in my hair. I've had an infestation of a dust bunny. You know what dust bunnies are, don't you? No, he doesn't know what dust bunnies is.
Do what now?
I said I've had an infestation of dust bunnies.
Oh. Must be talking about Snake Man.
No.
Don't be talking to me like that, mister. I'm no dust bunny wrangler.
You're no dunce.
It's those little lint things that roll across the floor when you start sweeping.
Oh, are you talking about those roly-polies?
I'm talking about dust bunnies. I don't know what roly-poly is. I used to play with roly-polies.
I never heard of dust bunnies.
Have you not?
Me neither.
No.
Me neither.
Oh, my God.
Tell us. I'm anxious to know.
Dust bunnies, when you sweep, and you get all these dust particles that just, every time you sweep them, they just fly everywhere.
Yes.
That's what a dust bunny is. I got hardwood floors throughout my house.
Oh.
But no, the pollen has been terrible this year, and I've been having to get rid of the pollen because of the allergies.
Yeah, that can really be irritating for a lot of people, allergies with pollen and stuff. I have friends that suffer, like they have the flu.
Yeah. Well, pollen is not as bad as Bahia grass. Bahia hay.
Mm-hmm.
I can get near that, and I'll start stinging all over my body. Like I'm laying in the fire bed.
Right.
I mean, and I didn't have these problems when I was younger. I developed them, So, but I used to play in my grandparents' hay barn. The loft. Never bothered me. Buddy, you get me near it, and I'll start singing, and I feel like, oh Lord, I gotta go get something. And if he's out cutting the hay, if I'm not careful, it'll throw me into asthma attack. And I don't really have asthma, but it affects me so bad it cuts it off. So it's not good. But tell me about have y'all had any more storms, Snake Man?
Thank
Man.
Well,
thank you.
we're having a storm up in Connecticut. I'll tell you that. We had 1 inch of snow yesterday, and we're having anywhere from 3 to 5 inches of snow up here, and I'm sick of it.
Send it this way.
Well,
We need it.
Snow.
You guys, you can keep all the snow you want. We'll keep the sunshine and a nice cool breeze.
Like I just said to Nancy, Chris, send it this way. I need it.
Do you need it? Oh man, I'm off next week, this whole coming weekend. I was planning to go bigfooting by myself up in the mountains where I normally go, and I put on my YouTube channel, and it's gonna be 3 to 5 inches of snow, and then tomorrow it's gonna be like pouring rain, and on Sunday I'm not gonna have any wood to burn. And the highs are going to be 54 to 50 to 54 in a day on Monday and Tuesday. Tomorrow it's not even going to get out of the 40s, and then at night it's going to be in the 30s. So I'm really disappointed because I really wanted to just get away from civilization, and I know I'll be in pain, man. It'll be painful to be out there in those circumstances, man. It's about me. But anyways, that's my disappointment.
Well, if the wind's blowing and it's wet, and cold, you're more apt to get hypothermia than any other time. Down here, if it comes up as snow, it's not snow, it's ice. It's wet.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, those people get killed in trying to drive this stuff. And
the thing, Mary Catherine, I can't bring the fire into the tent. When I have to keep warm, I have to try to get as close as I can to the fire, because then when it's like 1 or 2 in the morning, I'm exhausted or whatever, I'm going to bed. That tent, this has no heating, so it's unfortunate.
You need to look into buying you one of those parachute jumpers.
Huh.
That'll keep you warm.
I had no clue about that. I just bought a brand new tent too, but I know it's thin as the other tent I had, but it's not going to keep me to survivable. I'll be like arthritis in my bones and my body where I am at the elevation.
Yeah.
You just get old.
Well, yeah, if you're old or not old, I don't care if you're young. When you're out and it's on the 30s at night and you're in the tent, you better have a parachute, whatever your pajamas, whatever you're saying, because your body's going to feel it.
Have you ever thought of one of them tents with one burning stove has the for wood burn?
Yes, brother, but the only bitch about that is you got to carry that, several miles with you into the wilderness and climbing uphill. And I can't even, you bring a 6-pack of beer with you to enjoy. By the time you're a mile up, that 6-pack feels like, 60 pounds. I mean, you have to carry everything light, for you to go back to my vehicle and get more supplies. It's not as bad because you can dump everything off from the campsite and go down there, and 45 minutes later you're at my grocery store, which is my vehicle, and then I just put some more stuff. But man, it's not easy carrying stuff uphill.
Okay,
for me,
here's what you do: get your wagon. One of these things that you use in the grocery store, or a laundry basket that has wheels.
A wagon?
And that'll help you tote it. And have you thought about that?
Mary Kathy, where I would love that. Maybe if I could put a helicopter on top of it. I'm going through jungle. I'm not. You can't push nothing nowhere. I mean, there's thick branches, rocks, snakes. I'm not. There's no pavement. There ain't nothing.
You'd be better off getting one of those old flyer wagons with wood sides on it. Take a rope from the bottom, pull it all the way to the top, put like a pulley system on it, and then pull all your stuff in the wagon. When you get up to the top, just pull it up.
Yeah. Hey, not only that, here's another thing. See, I've got this, it's hard for me to get up and down the steps with a load of clothes to wash and everything that's downstairs. I've got me a laundry basket that's on wheels, and it's got like it'll go up steps because when it hits the step, it'll roll up, and there's another wheels there, and it just constantly rolls. But there's more ways than skin a cat than one now.
Yeah.
Now Robin Roberts, she's a Bigfooter, and she has some type of heater for her. Hers, but like you said, you can't get it up there.
Like I have to carry in each hand a gallon of water.
Oh.
Okay, where I'm going, I got to carry and walk like 45 minutes into the woods, and those 2 gallons of water in each of my hand. I mean, they are like become like dumbbells, and I mean like bowling balls. I'm like exhausted. And so is my backpack. So I wish I didn't have to go so far up the mountain, but where I go is where they've been, and they feel more comfortable. But I'm not going unless this weather is going to be at least in the 60s in the day, and I have to stay 5 nights in a row. That's the normal time, because sometimes they'll wait to the 5th day and they'll make themselves appear.
Right.
They always were seen to know when I can.
You making them climb up
sorry?
that mountainside. You making them climb up the mountain to see you. That you go down, stay down in the valley, see how fast they get to you.
Well, if I stay down in the valley, then I may run into humans and other people. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to have a fire at night and people seeing it. That's why I have to truck up that mountain. To get away from them. So, but that's a good idea if I didn't have to worry about people coming and walking around, or other hikers and stuff, or people. So that's why I do it.
It's too bad they don't make
It's
too bad they don't make
guys,
like a suit you can wear. Have you watched that thing called Dune? It's an old movie,
yes.
And these guys put on these suits, and these suits have these little water pouches in them.
Yeah, I ordered one from eBay, but it is yet to arrive.
That would be perfect, because you got thirsty, you'd be sucking water on the way up.
His little Bigfoot girlfriend.
Yeah.
What'd you say about your ex-girlfriend there, Snake Man?
Hey, don't talk about my ex-girlfriend. I thought it was yours.
No.
Hey, get your pack mule. Get you a pack mule. They'll make it up there just fine.
Yeah, I don't think a pack mule would even fit in his car.
There's a fellow that I was hearing about. He's trying to design a lightweight, portable cabin you can put up and take down easily. That you can actually.
Can you repeat that? We're losing you. I'm losing you here. I don't know if the listeners are too. Can you repeat that?
I said there's a feller that I've heard about that's designing his own lightweight cabin that you can take down and put up. You can take anywhere you're going, like for bigfooting, or if you're going fishing or just camping or whatever. And it's got built-in things for where you can set a little collapsible wood-burning stove.
Oh. It's all about the weight, Snake Man. It's the weight. If unless you're bringing your vehicle, you're taking it out of your vehicle and setting it right there instead of sleeping in your vehicle like a tent, fine. But if you're dropping your vehicle and then you gotta march and go, a couple of miles in, climbing a mountain, whatever, and there's no paths, it's just, you just go into this area. It's hard to, at least for me, it's hard to carry stuff.
Well,
I mean,
this guy, he's designing this for people like you and other Bigfoot researchers and outdoors enthusiasts that travel a lot in and out the woods, so you don't have to keep, going up there and putting up your tent and freezing your butt off, or whatever, you can take this with you, and it's lightweight that you can carry. It's like styrofoam, hard styrofoam shell of some sort that you can take down and put together. And you just put it together when you get to your spot, and you can take it down and you take it with you.
If you get information, just send it to me, please.
You know, there's another way to climb up a hill as well. Is there any streams where you park at?
Yes, at the bottom of I bathe in them. They're freezing water. Oh my God! But yes, in the bottom, there's nothing up coming down the mountain. It's all going through the valley. You know, I mean, below. I wish there was some streams. That's why I got to carry the 2 jugs of water.
I was going to
You know, and then I go back. I carry gallons of water in my vehicle when I go through. The water is the most precious thing you need. When you're out camping, you have no water, you're in trouble.
Yeah, I was going to
Plain
say.
and simple.
I was going to say, if you can follow a spring up to the side of the mountain or somewhere like that, because that's what Bigfoots normally do. They follow the waterways where there's water at.
Okay.
Oh yeah, but there's none coming from this mountain.
Here's what old people did to stay warm out in the wilderness. They would put the rocks on the fire and get them real warm, then put it, and then put something over it, and then lay on that to stay warm at night.
Great idea.
Yeah.
Yep. That's a great idea.
Check in to see what you need to do something like that. And then that way you'll be prepared how to do it and what you lay over it. But that's why people used to do when they was caught off guard. They would heat the rocks and then have a pit down where their beds are going to be, and then put stuff over it and then they'd lay on top of that, keep freezing to death. But I'd look it up and see how to do it before I did it, because you could burn yourself up doing that.
Yeah, those rocks that I love burning that fire, man. I stay up so late, 1:32, and just sitting out there looking at the stars and, just hoping that something will entertain me. And when I'm nodding out, those rocks will burn my skin. I'll tell you that. I'd have to take them off early and let them cool down when I know I'm going to bed, like an hour or so before. And I could maybe do it that way.
Right.
Hey, y'all, listen, I got something here I want to do with you guys. Do you want to play a game?
Uh-oh.
No.
Well, you're going to have to, Mary Catherine. We're going to play a game.
Oh, boy.
How's that?
Nope.
Here we go.
Okay. I'm going to ball and go home.
Okay. Now, this is Anthony on here?
He said he'll be on here later. He didn't say what time. I guess he's working or something.
Oh, okay. All right. Now, this is, I was doing some research, and I want you to guess the most states with the most sightings of Bigfoot last year that called it in, like that the people that see, thousands or whatever of sightings, but reported sightings.
Mm-hmm.
And tell me, all right, we'll go down. I'll start with you, Mary Catherine. Which state do you think has the most sightings? The number one sighting for Bigfoot reporting.
Washington State or Oregon?
Perfect. You hit it right on the head.
Took it right out of my mouth.
Yeah, Washington had 708 reported sightings. All right, Snake Man, what do you think the number 2 state is for reported sightings?
I think he fell off.
He's Googling.
I'm right here. I'm thinking.
Yeah, he's thinking. You can smell his gears burning.
That's a good one. I would probably have to guesstimate California.
Yep.
Very, very good. Yep, California. Are you guys like going on your phone and cheating this shit?
No, I can't do that. If I did it on my phone, I'd lose my connection to YouTube.
First guess from both of you. Okay. All right. All right. Well, okay. Then let's see. All right, Steve. What do you think is number 3?
See, number 3 would more than likely be, what do you call that place where you're at? Oh, frick. The Appalachians.
Okay. Well, that goes from Georgia all the way to Maine.
Right. I would say,
Well, the Appalachian Trail.
yeah, Appalachian Trail, but that's through Georgia and Maine, everywhere else. It's the only place
Yeah.
I can think of.
Yeah, but that's not a state.
No, but that covers a lot of them. The only one I know of that could possibly have the third most Bigfoot sightings, let's see, you got California, you got Oregon, and you got Washington.
Tennessee.
A good guess, but that's not it.
No, it ain't.
You want-
it ain't
you want-
Tennessee. It's somewhere back east. I can't think of the name of it.
A state?
It's a state.
All right. Snake Man, what do you think?
I would say Idaho.
Idaho, that's back east, yeah. How about you? That's incorrect. Snake Man, what do you think?
Well, what about Colorado?
Yeah.
That's a good guess, but it is the Sunshine State where you're originally from.
Florida. That's skunk apes.
Florida had 338 reports.
Right, and I'm one of them.
Yeah, and you're one of them.
Yeah, but those Bigfoots over there, they don't call them Bigfoots. They call them skunk apes over there because they're smaller than a Bigfoot. They're like anywhere between 5 and 6 feet tall, but their shoulders are still wide and they smell like hell.
Now, how come there's no report of Bigfoot in Hawaii?
Oh, I imagine they have them.
How would they get there?
Maybe they take
By
the
boat.
nearest boat.
They waited. They waited to cross the water.
Shanti.
No, but seriously, that's a legitimate question.
I know Alaska has a lot of sightings.
What about Bahamas and Hawaii and stuff like that? Bermuda and stuff like that?
No. Most of all the places I know of are either Asia, and they've had a lot of sightings up near Asia because what was it? Matt Moneymaker and his team, I think, went to some country where they were having these weird, these people telling weird stories about these little like Bigfoot things up there.
That's right. That's right.
That is in Australia.
Yeah, oh, well, I don't know about Australia.
Yeah, the Australians have the Yowie.
Yeah, the
That's what
Yowie.
they call them, the Yowie.
And what is it? The Appalachians, I have one that's called a Yowie.
That's a Yahoo.
That's what you say when you step on a sharp rock. Yowie!
No,
Jeez.
it's called Yahoo.
Yahoos, that's it, Yahoos. Man, that
That
word Yahoo almost sounds like a Yahoos that we have out here driving their cars around all over town.
I thought it was a drink.
Thought it was a what?
A Yahoo.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's a chocolate drink. It's like chocolate milk, but it's a drink.
Oh.
Yep.
I'm thinking Yahoo!
Yoo-hoo.
Yahoo is the email account thing for the chat. But
Well,
I'm curious though on that about how come there's not been no sightings of Sasquatch reported in any of those tropical areas like that.
That's a good question. I couldn't answer that, but Steve was correct about Asia and these Bigfoots out in that area, Malaysia and Vietnam. And,
the rock.
Yeah. And don't forget about Canada has their Sasquatch encounters too.
Dude,
They're not a state yet.
no. Now, what do you think the fourth state is the largest? We're at number 4 now. What do you think would hold that record? For the most reported last year, okay? Not that more states could have a lot more than this, but people actually reporting it to the police or BFRO. What state do you think is next after 3?
I'd say about New York.
Pretty close.
Maine.
No.
No, I'd say either New York or New Jersey, somewhere around there.
Indiana.
Well, oh, very good. It's very close thing. It's Ohio.
Oh, okay.
Ohio reported 318 sightings.
That's the
Grasslands. You're right. Excellent. Yeah.
Does he wear a skirt
The
too?
grasslands. He does.
Oh my God, I had to ask that.
What?
I guess he wears a skirt and does a hula dance.
No. When I know the Briar's picture of you is right there.
Anthony must have just called in.
Hey there, me, Anthony.
Anthony.
How is? Hey there.
Oh, we're just reminiscing on the old our Bigfoot encounters.
No, we're not.
Oh,
We're
whatever.
talking right now about we're playing a game show right now.
Yeah, the game show is if you win, you get a boot in the butt.
That's true. I was doing some research, Anthony, about which state had the most sightings, and so far for last year, people that actually reported sightings in the state. You know, people see them, but they don't report them. But Washington was number 1 with 708 reporting sightings. 2, Anthony, was California with 461. 3 was from Snake Man's home state of Florida with 338. We just finished with 4 with the Ohio Grassman had 318. Now, I'm going through here. The 5th most reported sightings, what state do you think that's in, Anthony?
I don't know where you're getting this information, but I will guess North Carolina.
That's a great guess, but that's not what I got. But what do you think, Mary Catherine? What's your choice?
Alabama.
Georgia.
Oh, that's a good guess, but that's not it. Snake Man?
Louisiana.
Great guess. All right, Steve, you're the last one to guess for this, the 5th.
Kentucky.
I would never guessed it. I would never. Kentucky?
Yep.
Borders it. It's Illinois.
Yep.
302 reported sightings.
That's the
I'm
one.
not familiar with it.
And these, and viewers that are listening, they're, this is important that they're hearing this. They go like some guy sitting there in Illinois, wondering, oh, I'll be damned. And then I did maybe I see one, or somebody, in Ohio. These are sightings that, letting people know that they're out there and feel comfortable about, if they want to chime in. You gave the phone number out, and I hope they do. All right. Listen, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, but I think what would help is that if everybody that did have a sighting, that they would report it, and then, obviously the numbers are going to be much more different. But, not everybody reports it, and I get it. Some people don't want to be ridiculed, and then, some Native American tribes, they were like, okay, maybe it's just something we don't talk about, So, it could be same.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, what?
Somebody here wanted to say hi to you.
Uh-oh.
Hi, Steve.
Hi, Julie. That's Julie, right?
Yes, it is.
See, I know that. I know that voice anywhere.
I want to say thanks to Julie for keeping Snake Man straight over there.
Yeah. Hey, that's a full-time job.
That's true.
No comment.
Double duty. What the fuck?
Yeah. Here's the thing, Julie should get paid more for taking care of him.
I got a question for how come her
What'd you say?
I know.
how come her
Snake Man, we can't understand you, Snake Man.
right.
Come on, man, get the oatmeal out of your mouth.
Yeah,
Listen here.
I'm eating oatmeal.
Listen here, young man. Now, how come Julie's voice is soft and smooth like silk or butter, and mine's lumpy milk?
Maybe you're drinking too much of it.
It's called for Smabbers.
Yeah,
You guys.
I love that one.
Hey, Julie, put more starch in this tutu. See how his voice is. What?
Put more starch in his tutu. Okay, let's pay some bills.
There's a new soap. Can you smell it? The dark side and the light. The Dr. Swatch Star Wars collection is here. With natural, nourishing ingredients in 4 galactic scents. There's a path and a bath for everyone. Oh, you smell like you slept inside a tauntaun. Take this. Are you a Jedi kind of guy? Lather up with Only Hope soap. Feeling wise? Wisdom Wash is the way. Want to dabble with the dark side? Dark Side Scrub and Ruthless Rinse will seduce your senses and exfoliate your skin, making you feel powerful. Exfoliation. Mike? Mike, snap out of it. You must find balance in the bundle. Amber and charcoal? Zest and woods. Herbs and citrus. Cypress and oak. Oak, Mike, oak! It's so balanced. Silence! I've chosen my path. Listen, it's easy to give in the dark side scrub, but I think you should appreciate the galaxy of scents. If you're not with me, you're my enemy. You were my brother, Mike. Remember? Concentrate. That was a close one. Which path will you choose? Click the link to explore the Dr. Swatch Star Wars collection today. May the Force be with you.
And we're back.
You know, you do kind of resemble Chewbacca.
Really? I thought that was your twin.
Julie wanted me to let you guys know. She goes in for surgery on the 28th of this month.
And what is that for?
They're putting electrodes in my spine, so that way I don't feel no pain and have spasms in my legs anymore.
Who gets a remote control to that?
Nobody.
You better keep it away from Snake Man. You know how a jokester he can be.
I'd kill him if he did something crazy. He told the doctor to put a mute button in it. I'm like, I'll get you back for that one.
Better watch out, Snake Man. You got to sleep sometime or another. I'm glad I'm not in your shoes.
And the thing is, they're going to have the battery pack and stuff hanging out and stick to my skin for a week. And then if it works, that I don't have pain and stuff, then they're going to put it underneath my skin.
So it's going to be like a permanent, what do they call those heart ticker things?
Yeah.
Like a pacemaker?
Yeah, that way I don't have to have my spasms and pain all the time.
That'll be uncomfortable as hell.
You're going to be the Wish version of Robo Fight.
Do what?
How long does the battery last?
Well, the one that's going to hang out, they're going to fill it, make sure it's filled for a whole week. And if it works fine and everything, it works like it's supposed to. The one that's going to be inside is long lasting.
Hey, Snake Man, I got a deal for you. You better be careful when you're asleep. You're going to get a hell of electrical shock.
Hey, I will be able to go swimming and everything with it.
I asked the doctor to put low jack on her.
Low jack.
You're somebody said. I remember that.
Watch out. Watch out, Snake Man. She'll be your electrocution that sleeps next to you.
Y'all funny. Very funny.
Make sure they put the Everready in there.
Hell no. Build her a solar cap. That way it's charged all the time.
Hey, if I see that little rabbit running around with that drum, I'm shooting at some bitch.
You know you can do around microwaves after you have that done.
What about the remote controls for garages?
I'll be
You
careful.
press the button to raise her leg.
Oh, Lord. That's getting deep.
Remember, that vow of to love and honor and cherish till death do us part does not mean to throw a pillow over my head until I stop squirming.
Don't give her any ideas.
Mary Catherine, I feel they're going to the floor.
Do what? I can just see the headlines now. Man gets electrocuted by woman's implanted battery.
Hey, I'm the proud spouse of Robo Wife.
Oh, boy.
Hey, not only that, they got a little disc that can put in your brain and make you act right too now.
Hey, Snake Man, I'll say something, but we don't want our listeners to know this. I'll wait till after the show.
Oh, y'all are funny. It's too easy, isn't it?
Oh, boy.
I was telling Martin something last year, and he said, "You know, I'm not ignorant." I said, "Yeah, you're not smart either."
That's a blow.
He was just a fussing at me. He said, "You think I'm ignorant?" I said, "Yeah, you're not smart either." He got laughing at both sides. Both sides.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
So what else any Bigfoot stuff's been going on in, say, Anthony's area? Have you been out, Anthony?
I've been out. Unfortunately, because of my travels, I haven't been able to upload the pictures to you, but I should be able to do it with, before the show ends, something to talk about. I gotta just get home. I'm almost there.
Oh, okay.
So where you went out this past week, Anthony?
Yes, just,
Good for you.
I didn't have sightings. I didn't have any sightings. I did have some interesting pictures of some formations that, again, it's just a matter of, all right, can these things, again, you could, things happen naturally, but, I just take pictures of the things that I don't think happen naturally, that happen, somebody happened to do something. Right.
What state are you from?
What's that?
What state are you from?
Virginia?
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
You up there with the big boogers.
Yeah. You are correct. Some buggers all the time, too.
See that, Snake Man? If you're out looking for boogers, make sure you take your handkerchief with you.
Yeah, that's like a funny situation.
Well, guys, I'm going to get off here. I'm exhausted. I thought
I'm always. I'm always. Hey, Mary Catherine, you want to know something funny? I'm usually in a state of confusion.
That I don't doubt.
Well, it's just how good night.
Good night. You take care, Catherine.
Okay.
So this week when I was out, while I was taking them, I didn't realize until afterwards when I got home, and I had bug spray on. I put bug spray on, on my arms and on my stomach and stuff like that. Man, the freaking tick got on my leg. So I didn't realize I had a tick on me, so I took a shower.
If you want to keep from getting that, what they call that fever from ticks, go to your health food store or go online somewhere and get something that's called tinsel root. And tinsel root, what it does, if you take, I don't know how much of it you take, but it should have on the bottle, you take so much drops of it or something like that, and it'll get rid of it. It's an old...
You mean Lyme disease?
Yeah, it gets rid of Lyme disease if you keep taking the stuff.
Did you have a ring? Did you notice when you had the tick, was a ring forming around it?
No, and it was easy to pull off too, so it probably wasn't there for a long time.
Good. No, you're fine. Did you get the head out of your skin?
Yeah, there was nothing in my skin. Nothing.
Okay, good. Oh, yeah, there's nothing worse than when you pull it out and the head stays in. Oh, my God. Then you got to get like a razor blade or whatever and cut the head out.
Yep, that happened to me one time, man. I think, man, it left me almost like a scar after I was done. It took a long time to heal.
Yeah, there's another way to do it. You get a cap full of bleach and you put the cap full of bleach over the tick, and the ticks can't stand heat. So when you put that over them, they have a bad habit of backing out quick.
That Lyme disease, that ain't nothing to play with, that Lyme disease.
No.
You ain't kidding, man. I know a lady right now, God bless, she's fighting breast cancer, but all her health problems, she were due to her getting Lyme disease, but as a child, but going back, her mom was taking her back and forth to the doctor for like a little over a year, and she kept telling the doctor, please check her for Lyme disease, and the doctor was like, no, it's probably this, no, it's probably that. But then when he finally, after over a year, he finally checked her, like, yeah, she got Lyme disease, had he had diagnosed her, correctly in the beginning, she probably wouldn't have had all the problems and then all these other problems that she had growing up.
Is she a friend of yours, Anthony?
Yes.
I'll tell you.
Used to rent from.
I'll tell you way after the show's over how to get rid of that cancer, and it's a surefire because it works.
Yeah, that sounds good. But going back to the trail, the trail's kind of interesting because of, and when you look at the pictures, it's like, like when trees fall down, they, typically fall in the same direction.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I pay attention to like trees that are like, you see one tree falling one way, you see another tree falling in the exact opposite direction. Now, like, how do these two trees crisscross?
Mm-hmm.
They're both falling in different directions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then there was behind one of the fallen trees, there was like these two other trees that were just like, maybe about 7 feet in the air, just snapped off and then just like bent downwards. Two of them,
Right.
And I'm like, what are the odds of both of them snap like that? You know what I mean?
Right.
And there were trees, and there were no trees nearby to knock those two down. It was not like there was any trees laying on those two that would snap.
Right. Well, you know who to blame for that, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Snake Man was out in the forest and he took a fart and all the trees bent forward.
Is he still on?
Who knows?
I'm here.
Did Julie take him away?
Dinner. Dave. Hey, Dave.
Hey, what?
He's making dinner.
Do what?
We're making dinner.
Cool.
For us?
Oh, that's nice.
We're making homemade tacos and rice tonight.
Perfect.
It's nice you're making tacos for us. I typically get dessert with that too. Send Snake Man to get us a pie.
I thought you was gonna make kitchen chackawiener. Or is that chicken cacciatore?
Hold on. Steve, get closer because you can't hear what you just said.
Do what?
I said you can't hear what you're saying.
I said she's probably making chicken cacciawiener. Is it kitchen cacciatore?
Oh, God. So, Dave, what are you going to do when you grow up?
I'm out of here.
So, has there been any activity going on a serious note? Has there been any Bigfoot activity going on in anybody's neck of the woods?
Well, I know down here in the winter, here between California and Arizona, my neighbor said that I guess his son or a friend of his, we don't know if it was a Bigfoot or not, but I guess they saw something out behind the trailer park about a mile away that was really about maybe 9 feet tall and thin and white looking and hairy all over, but I don't know. They don't normally come out here in the winter that I know of now. I have heard stories up near Palo Verde, California, where the Colorado River runs through, and they have these eucalyptus trees and all this stuff in one big old bunch during the winter. And I've heard people tell stories about that area, but I've never personally seen one myself. Not down here anyhow.
Somebody's microphone is like rubbing against their shirt or something here. I mean,
Oh, sorry, that's me. I just put it up to my shoulder. Sorry about that.
That's right. We was going to blame it on Snake Man. We thought maybe he was playing with himself.
Hey, have we had any comments tonight on the show?
yeah.
Yeah, I got a comment. You're too quiet.
He's running around. He's actually running around right now.
Doing stuff my wife asked me.
No, I got a comment. It says, where is the most, this is from Joseph Sawyer. He asked, where is the most Bigfoot activity you guys have had in the recent past few months?
Ooh, that's a good one. I think that would be more you or Chris, wouldn't it? Or Mary Catherine.
And it said something about buying Snake Man a blanket for whatever he meant by that.
What the heck?
That's too funny.
I guess Julie got it. You didn't. I guess that's a good thing, though.
I love you.
So, Steve, when are we all going to go camping together again?
We ain't. I know how you are, especially with those practical jokes that you have. More than likely,
Oh,
you
what
got
are you talking about?
just like you have them up your sleeve when nobody's looking.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, sure you don't.
You guys out there, you guys believe I'm innocent, right?
No.
Guilty. Guilty.
Can't be no worse than you putting, what was it? Something in toothpaste? What was it? Preparation H?
Oh yeah, I was evil.
You
That
still
was
are.
the evil younger me.
You still are.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Did you tell everybody about your new toy you got from Christmas?
What?
He got himself what was an air rifle or something like that?
Oh, the shotgun.
No.
That was last Christmas.
That was last Christmas, and I bought him a shotgun.
Oh Lord, look out, he's gonna trip.
You know what, there, Junior?
Please, Steve, I want to go camping.
Yeah, I know. I wouldn't either. Not if he's gonna act like Tim Holmes.
You know what? I have more brains with you.
For anybody that doesn't know who Tim's home is, me and Snake Man are walking in front of this guy with a shotgun, as goofy as he was, and I'm like, holy crap, let's walk behind this dude because I don't trust him. I mean, he's a good guy and everything else, but I just don't trust that shotgun.
Bruce said he's got to pay you back for that comment.
That's fine. That's fine.
At least I don't take showers with snakes.
Yeah, we know you do.
Oh,
Oh.
and kill him if you bring a snake in the house.
He does have a snake. You just haven't seen it yet.
That is, dude, that's a mess. You're a mess.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Good.
It's getting deep in here.
See? You realize you're digging a hole, right?
Yeah, I'm digging a hole deep enough I won't have to face you. Keep it up.
Okay.
Keep it up, Snake Man. You're going to bury yourself more.
Bury yourself.
You know what? When we were filming Ask Snake Man, for some reason Steve wanted to take a shower and he ended up taking a shower with the snake that was for the show.
Actually, I was going to get in the shower. He put a rat snake in the shower. I was going to get in the shower and take a, bath or whatever. And I looked down and I said, oh, hell no. And then I walked out and I told Snake Man, you need to get rid of your pet in there. He says, what's wrong? You don't like snakes? I said, hell no. And I ain't taking a shower with one either.
I told him if I had one roof in the house.
I don't blame you, Julie. I wouldn't either.
Hey, Steve, this is a very rare moment having Julie on the show with us.
Yeah, just wait till after the show.
Oh, good Lord. Lord have mercy. So, has there been anybody mentioning anything about any kind of sighting, Bigfoot or paranormal?
Actually, when summer's coming around, hardly that many people down here have sightings. Now, I don't know anything about back east where Chris is at or where Anthony's at, but I know that a lot of people in Northern California usually have a lot of sightings, but not down here. When it gets this hot, I don't think they're that stupid to hang out in the heat.
I have to get a grant so I can get newer equipment for paranormal investigating.
Can you do that?
Yeah, I can do that.
I mean, get a grant for the paranormal stuff.
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't that affect your Social Security?
No, not really. No, because it doesn't. You don't have to pay it back. You get a Pell Grant. I'm going to check into it more though, just to make sure.
I would. You don't want to end up screwing yourself.
Right, because a lot of the equipment that I need, it costs an arm and a leg.
True.
You know, a lot of the stuff. Have we ever thought of doing the EMF thing the next time out on a Bigfoot investigation where they say there's portals and stuff like that, and see if we get any kind of EMF reading?
Actually, you can do that with somebody that knows how to use a pair of dowsing rods.
Yeah, I don't know if I trust it.
Or like I said, if you want to go out, get some of those infrared, what they call their like spy glasses. They got a little tiny camera in the middle of them, and you charge them up. They'll last about an hour out in the field, but I guarantee you'll pick up a lot of stuff with them. And the Bigfoots don't even know you have a camera in between your eyes.
Yeah. You know, I kind of like to take you guys out there to, I'd like to take you guys out to Paris, Texas, where I had my encounter.
Why? You can't get encounters in Arkansas?
Oh, yeah, but I'm saying Paris, Texas is one of the biggest Bigfoot hotspots. It's a big area.
Oh.
You know something? I'm reminded, this little image popped up in my head and about a show I did a couple of years back about a John Titer. I don't know if you guys ever heard of him or not. He works for the United States military, and he's one of these time travelers. And he came onto the show once. This was way a few years back, and he said,
I remember him.
Yeah, and he there's a lot of things he couldn't discuss. There was a lot of things he couldn't discuss about the military, and I understand that part. But he was talking about there was a place back east. I'm not sure where it was at. I think it was Georgia. I'm not sure, though. There's this abandoned town. Nobody lives in it. And the reason it's abandoned is because they have nothing but Sasquatch and, what is it? Lizard people or something like that living in this town. And I'm like, man, that sounds like something I'd love to get into.
Yeah, that would be cool. I forget the guy's name, but I know who you're talking about. I've had a talk with him himself.
Yeah, that's John Titer.
Yeah. Have you ever reached out to him again to see about it?
I haven't reached out to him since COVID.
Wow.
And he's the one that even told me that COVID wasn't real. All it was a cover-up.
Yep. Yep. You know, I think it would be interesting to get him back on the show, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
It'd be very interesting. I wonder if he could tell us if there's any historical stuff about us actually finding Sasquatch and proving that he's real.
I don't know. Every time someone goes out in the field and tries to discover or capture Bigfoot, or they kill one and try to bring it in, Uncle Sam always tries to come in and disprove everything. It's like they're trying to do a cover-up thing or something.
Now, you know, you and I have had encounters with MIB.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, and it's very interesting.
I had my first encounters with those idiots back in the 70s when I tried to make a report. I was working up underneath a friend's car trying to do a transmission or something like that. And this guy came up next to me and he asked me a few questions on a report or something like that. And I think I said to him, sorry, I don't talk to Fed nitwits. And then he just turned around and said, how would you like it if this car fell on you? And I think I popped out from underneath the car and I said, man, you ain't got enough balls. And he walked off.
Yeah. I mean, they tried their intimidation tactics. That's one thing that they're big about is their intimidation.
Well, when I was like 20 years old, I was already 7 foot tall. And this guy's like, I don't know, maybe 5 foot something, wearing a dark suit and tie and all this stuff with dark glasses. I got up out of the car. I stood up. He's looking at me up in the air like, holy crap. And I said, now, what'd you say? Or something about, I did a smart ass remark to him. He just got back in his car and drove off.
You know, they encountered me over in
Paris, Texas?
No, Warrensburg, Missouri.
Oh, okay.
Because I had just moved from Paris and I had moved over there to Warrensburg. And we were doing the show. We just started the show, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And we just done the show night, and they contacted me. They showed up at my door, contacting me, you know, trying to intimidate me, like, you know, keep things quiet, da, 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 da. I'm like, well, I have a right to speak my mind and inquire about things that I'm concerned about, you know? And he didn't say nothing else to that. And I said, you go on about what you were doing, you know?
Right.
And he didn't like that. He didn't make a threat to me, but he made it clear that what he was there for. I mean, yeah, they're a little intimidating, but you got to be careful with them.
Right.
I mean, has anybody else had any encounters with MIB other than me and Steve?
I did have once a federal agent get in touch with me, and he said he was so curious, you know, about learning about Bigfoot and wanted to know if it was really actually not a myth. And I said, he offered to give me the finest equipment, but I had to take him with me, and I had to take him up to the cabin. And I didn't want to do that. I did not want to. He still is an FBI agent. I told him, you know, if you want to go, and he was heading to New Jersey to the Devil's Canyon. No, Devil's. Oh gosh, it's a forest in Jersey that stretches for, you know, like 100 square miles.
Wow.
And the Devil's. Oh my God, I'm so tired. I can't remember. I apologize. But anyways, he went down there with a group of people, and he goes, well, what should I bring? And I said, don't bring a gun. I said, if you're going to bring a gun, at least what I said, this is what I told him. I said, looking for Bigfoot. They know when you're carrying, and then they can sense it. They feel it in you, and you're not going to pull one over on them, and they're going to keep their distance.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he went.
Yeah. I'll tell you when you're done, Chris. I got something to say, but you're absolutely right.
And so he went down there for a long weekend, and then he got back in touch with me, and he said that nothing happened. Nothing happened, but he did bring his gun, and I told him not to. He said, "Well, I hid it in my sock or something, some small one, and
doesn't matter.
His left ankle." But anyways, yeah, it doesn't matter, correct? But he still tries to get in touch with me, and I know it's a bad idea to take him with me in my place. But he had all infrared, every known gadget that would be promising in the field research to the sound machines that he could hook up and record from a distance to I don't know if infrared cameras or non-infrared cameras, but besides the point, I just didn't think it would look positive upon me if I brought him with me in.
Yeah, I understand.
So I didn't do it.
I understand.
You said that they know when you're carrying the gun, but what about when I was a kid? My encounter was it following me an arm's length away out of the woods.
And he had a gun.
Yeah, well, I guess he maybe thought you wouldn't use it on him. I don't know, but they know. I honestly believe they know exactly. They know so much, man. They know before you're going to do it. I mean, these things are just incredibly gifted.
Actually,
and I can't just.
Actually, when I go out in the woods, and this is up in Northern California, I put a gun on my side. It's old black powder. And I go out in the woods, and when I hear something, I know they're there. I always tell them, I said, look, I've got a firearm right here, and I show it to them, and I put it back in there. I said, this is not for you. It's for snakes, plain and simple. And I tell them I don't like snakes. And then they just follow me, and they don't worry about it because they know my intentions aren't against them. And I've never had a problem with it. And I tell people this all the time. They do understand our language.
Yeah.
And they know if you will shoot them or not. They know like ahead of time before you even do it.
This has a lot to do with the thing, but it also doesn't. But what do you think about the new executive order that Trump just passed?
Which is?
That he's making it to where even felons can carry guns now.
I don't think I like that one.
I never heard that. Really? I don't know about that.
Maybe that's a rumor.
No, you can look it up. Look it up online. It was one of his what do you call them, orders as president.
Yeah, well, some states won't go by that because I know California, in order to carry a firearm, you still have to have a license.
Yeah.
That breaks all the rules he talks about, man. He's getting felons and deporting them out of this country as fast as they can. Anything with the cartel, criminals that don't belong here, that have been coming in this country, bringing in whatever, the fentanyl and drugs and stuff. That doesn't go with his background and say that, oh, okay, now we're, I'll allow guns in this area and in this state and that state. And, by the way, felons can now carry guns. No, you better show your sources about that. Pretty strong to prove to me.
I think what he's doing is basically a second chance because when he got arrested for his charge, he lost his gun right.
Yeah, but all those charges that went against him were all fake charges.
Exactly.
And right now he's going after Nancy Pelosi, and they're going to prosecute her.
Yeah. I hope they do that publicly.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because her and Mike Pence And I told President Trump on his Twitter or X page when he was president the first time, I kept leaving comments. I said, I do not trust Mike Pence. There's something about him I just don't stomach. And sure enough, he pulled it.
Did it seem to you like he was being a traitor because he switched sides? He helped the Democrats to go after him.
Yep, exactly. And here's the thing. There's a movie out there. It's even on my YouTube page. You can watch it. It's a documentary I got from a company I was subscribed to for a while. And this man did an excellent job of doing the interview. And in the interview and the documentation, Nancy Pelosi and Mike Pence were both involved in it. And Donald Trump himself said, look, we need to get the, the National Guard out here. And Nancy Pelosi and Mike Pence said, no, we don't need them. So that was on them, not Trump.
Right. Now, you know, what I was getting at was with that, you know, with his new executive order, do you think that that means that there'll be a stronger number of hunters in the woods with guns looking for Bigfoot?
No, I don't think so. Because we've had orders like that all the time. I don't think anybody out there going to hunt these critters. When every time someone tries to pull a gun on one of these things, for some strange reason, they kind of feel sorry and they just drop the gun and go. Or they're so terrified, they're shooting them, but they're not shooting. And the cartridges just keep coming out of the rifle because they're so afraid of shooting these things. They don't know what they're doing.
You know, I honestly believe that Sasquatch or Bigfoot or skunk in whatever region or religion or belief that you have, I believe that there's a good chance that they're not animals. They're actual beings. They're human.
Well, you know, every time they get a test of hair, it always comes back as 5% human and 95% unknown species. Now, according to a Dan Pyle, he wrote a book years ago. It was called something of the Anunnaki. And according to him, the Anunnaki created the first beings, which they called them the Igigi. And the Igigi are basically the Bigfoots. And I guess the Bigfoots rebelled against them, so they took one more sample of the Bigfoot and a little bit more of themselves. And according to his theory, man was created. But I don't know how that could be. That's a little far-fetched.
Hey guys, when you get a chance, check your email. I just sent you some pictures.
Well, I want to say it's that time again. You know what that means? It's getting hot, man. I feel like I'm taking a shower in my own sweat.
You booger.
What do you say, booger boy?
You were getting ready to say this that
Well,
time.
ladies and gentlemen, this is the Gentle Giant, and this is the Bigfoot Radio for this week. And we would like you all to tune in next week for some more Bigfoot Radio. And all of us, the Bigfoot Radio Network, we would also like to thank our guests for joining in on the discussion tonight on this talk show. And we would also like to thank you, our listeners, for sharing our adventures with us. Join us again next Friday evening for another exciting hour of Bigfoot Radio with the Bigfoot research teams from across the country. And we would also especially like to thank our listeners. Until then, this is the Gentle Giant saying good night, be good, be safe, and we will see you here again next week. Until then, keep Bigfoot live and keep Bigfooting. See you all again next week. Bye-bye, and have a nice night.
Good night.
Your house is far too far.
What years may be unknown, but there's one thing I know. He's the keeper of the mountain. All he wants is just love alone.
This session is no longer being recorded.
Now, what I was going to say earlier is when Snake Man goes to bed and Julie gets on top to ride him, he's going to have an electrical shock.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, you mean trying to ride me like a Shetland pony?
Oh, yeah, except when she does, you're going to be electrified.
Oh, Steve,
Oh, my
did
God.
you turn off all of the recordings?
Yes, I did.
Good.
I ain't that crazy. I'm not going to put Julie on the spot. Hell no.
You know she'd kill you, right?
I do know that. And besides that, me and Julie have a lot of good respect for each other.
Hey, baby, why don't you come tell him that so he can hear you? He can't hear you. Boy,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine, sweetheart.
Okay.
what is this sweetheart shit?
I think we should all get together. Camping.
No comment.
Yes, Steve, let's all go camping.
Bruce, you don't do anything silly while I'm there.
Would I do that?
Yeah,
I'll kick your ass.
yeah.
Mary Catherine, do you believe that I would do something silly?
Mary Catherine ain't here. She fell off. Where have you been?
Oh, I didn't know she fell off.
You put out early.
Do you guys believe I would do something silly like that?
Yeah,
If we all went
Nope.
yeah.
No comment.
That's not nice.
We know you all too well.
Damn it, the hell.
You'd probably end up putting a snake in somebody's sleeping bag when they're asleep, or put mashed potatoes in our shoes.
Mashed potatoes and shoes.
Interesting on that one.
Thank you for the idea, Steve.
Yeah, I'm sure. You're going to get back at somebody now.
Hey, I think what you were talking about on the show about Preparation H and toothpaste, yes, my sister did that to me.
Yeah, I bet your mouth was numb for a while.
I couldn't eat a Tic Tac. But I put super glue in her tampon.
Oh, fuck. Wait a minute. I gotta do something here. I forgot YouTube was going.